Tomorrow marks the 123rd edition of one of the oldest rivalries in American sports, the Army-Navy football game. Navy holds the historical edge on Army in the series, but this rivalry extends far beyond the gridiron. Military personnel, past and present, as well as millions of Americans watch annually. So let's bring in two men who have been calling these games for years. Navy play-by-play announcer Pete Medhurst and Army play-by-play caller Rich Demarco. Thank you both for giving us some time. Pete, I want to start with you. This game's not only about what happens on the field, but of course the spectacle and tradition off the field. Why do you think so many people tune in to watch this tradition every year?
You know, Nicole, I think it comes down to a lot of things. A, the pageantry. This is college football still in its purest form. No matter how big the business of college football gets, it's still something that a lot of fans can relate to. And let's face it, even if you didn't attend Army or Navy, a lot of us have had family members. In fact, I've got a brother-in-law in the Air Force, a cousin that kicked for Army, and my father-in-law was in the Navy. So I get this rivalry and the Service Academy rivalry from all three sides. I think so many people can relate to it. Plus, it's the only game in town coming up tomorrow. So a lot of people enjoy having something to watch, and these two teams always give us great entertainment on the second Saturday in the month of December.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this next question is to both of you, but Rich, I'll start with you. Or maybe do you have one or two moments that really stick out to you as the most memorable over the years?
For me, it's the 2016 game when Army broke the streak. Navy had won 14 consecutive games, and down in Baltimore that day, right down the road from Navy, actually, Army was able to break that streak, win it 21-17. And I think as Army fans, graduates, everyone associated with the program, it was almost a sigh of relief as much as celebration that streak was over, and Jeff Monken, the Army head coach, had gotten to the point where Army was at or was going to surpass Navy and win that day in 2016. That Army victory, that'll never really be matched in terms of my feelings. All
right, so Pete, we just heard from Rich there. He says 2016. What about you?
I would say 2019, because sports, the great thing about sports is you never know how every show is going to unfold. And Malcolm Perry ran for over 300 yards in the 2019 game. So you knew you were watching. You think about all the greats, and I mean greats, that have played in this game for both sides. Malcolm Perry had one of the greatest performances ever in the history of this game. So you knew you were describing something special that day. So his performance in 2019 with Navy winning 31-7 will always stick out to me, at least until someone rewrites history, maybe tomorrow.
All right, this last question goes to both of you again. Pete, we started with you, so we'll start with you, which means, Rich, we get to end with you. You both know Navy dominated the series for years. So recently, they'll become a lot more balanced. Pete, who has the edge tomorrow?
Look, I mean, these games have been so close, Nicole, for the last few years. 3-point games, 4-point games. And I don't expect tomorrow to be any different. Navy won by 4 last year. So I'll stick with that again. Both teams have got a little momentum coming into this game. So I'll take Navy by 4 going into this game on Saturday.
All right, Rich, we got to give you a chance to respond. What do you think?
I think Army's going to win. Well, here's the thing. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of possessions in this game, which means there aren't going to be a whole lot of points scored in this game. So it's going to come down to one play, one player. I think Army has it in them after the disappointing loss 1 year ago when Army was favored against Navy to pull this one out. I'll go with 17-14, Black Knights on top.
I love it. We'll see what happens. All right, Pete, Rich, thank you both.
Thank you.
Nicole, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.